So now I'm going to give you a little studio tour here, and then we'll head on upstairs and have a look at Ted's studio. So over here, just a couple of drawings that I did when I'm on a school visit. I always do drawing demonstrations there. This particular book cabinet is full of a lot of Ted's and my books that we've both written or that we've written and illustrated or just illustrated. The animals on the bottom shelf there, or the second shelf, are all rescue animals that I've found on the street and probably thrown out of a child's baby carriage or something. And then on the top, the cow, the sheep, and the duck, and the pig, of course, are from the Click Clack Moo series. A company did them as products to sell. And then over here, this is one of my pieces from the book Booby Hatch, the book that came from our travels to the Galapagos Islands. Those are the dancing boobies. And then this wall, just some more of my illustrations from other books. And here we have two pieces from the Click Clack Moo series. This is from Doobie Doobie Moo, and that one is from Giggle Giggle Quack. And then I want to come on down, and this is a wall of all the awards that my books have won over the years. And probably the most prized one is Caldecott Honor for Click Clack Moo, Cows That Type. And now we're going to go on upstairs to Ted's studio and let him give you a tour. Whoa, what have we here? That is our cat, Vivian. You want to get up and say hello? I guess not. Before we go upstairs, I wanted to show you our wall of fame. These are photographs that we've taken over the years, over 50 years of travel across 6 continents, all these different countries, different places. Here is Ted and friend in the Amazon. Here he is in Botswana with a set of kudu horns that we found in the jungle there. This is us in the Bwindi impenetrable forest in Uganda, where we went to see the gorillas. Here we have Betsy and friend in India. And these are the flaming cliffs of Gobi in Mongolia. Over here, let's see, we have, this looks like a teepee, but it's actually called a lavu. And this is in Lapland, which is 120 miles above the Arctic Circle. And let me tell you, it was cold. Up here, I'm actually looking through binoculars at the giant tortoises in the Galapagos, and I am being bitten by hundreds of ticks. Not pleasant. Here I am at a camp in Nepal with their pet mongoose, Bruce the mongoose. This is Haleakala Crater in Maui, Hawaii. Okay, now we're going to head upstairs to Ted's studio. This wall is full of pencil drawings that he did for a series of books called World Within a World. He wrote these books. These were actually his first children's books. These are wonderful fur seals from Baja, California. And then if we want to move on up, these are more paintings that you're going to see all the way up the stairs that Ted has done over the years. Most of them are again, from our travels. And here we are in Ted's studio.
Hi, welcome to my studio on the top floor of our Brooklyn brownstone. This is where I work and do my photography, which we'll talk about in a little while, and keep all my reference files and basically spend most of my life if we're not traveling. This self-portrait I did when I was at Pratt Institute, art school we went to. I needed money to go to art school and became a professional wrestler, kind of a part-time job, and I've depicted myself there as a young professional wrestler. It's a portrait I did of Betsy when we were first married, long time ago. And there's the real thing. Now this wall is paintings that were done while I was wrestling professionally back in the late 50s and early 60s. And it's kind of a record of that part of my life. All these guys I lived with, traveled with, wrestled. We were like a big circus family we were. So it was a great time in my life, and I wanted to record it. There's where I do my photography. I usually get kids and friends and neighbors from the neighborhood, and they come up and they act out the stories. I put lights on them and film them. You'd think it was a photo shoot if you walked in on the middle of it. And they act out the story, and those photographs that are a result of that are my raw material, my point of departure for making my illustrations. Then I take the slide film I use, put the slides in the projector, project it on the wall, and draw from using the slide. And sometimes I use 8 or 9 slides in one painting to make a composition so that it all kind of makes it like a real thing that happened, not a bunch of different pieces of copy. Over here is my computer, which I've been using recently in the past few years. I bring the slide over and scan it into the computer, and then I've got a big, beautiful, bright image right in front of me, just as if I'm painting for life. And here's a partially finished painting. That's an Indian crocodile. Up here are the posters made over the years by the publishers for what they call lead books that are going to be put in bookstores, up on posters and things to promote them. So it's a bunch of books over many years. Back there is my boxes and boxes and boxes of slides that I've taken over 40 or almost 50 years now. And that old library case is full of them, and the books on boxes on top are full of them, all the boxes along the side, and every single box is labeled, every single box of slides in there is labeled as to what's going on, so I can find any image I want in 2 minutes. People say, why don't you scan them? I say, why should I do that? I know where everything is anyway. I can find it in a second. I'd like to show you some originals. We've talked about Nilo before. These are originals from Nilo and the Tortoise. Original paintings on watercolor paper. This is Nilo, the little boy photographed right over there, as I was saying. And the photograph of the tortoise was taken in the Galapagos, and I combined the two so that it looks like it really happened. This never really happened. Only in my mind did that little boy lay on that tortoise. That's my job as an illustrator. Here in the beginning of the story, as you see, he's on the beach looking for his father's boat. Now the beach is the Galapagos, and the little boy was shot in my studio, just over there. And combining the two, I tell the story. Here he heads up the side of the mountain in the fog, and he posed here, and this foggy mountain was photographed on the way up to the top of El Cedo. Again, the tortoise was photographed in the Galapagos Islands, but my little boy, photographed over here, had him pretending to sleep near this giant old, great old tortoise here. And then in the morning, he hears the hawk screaming, and bids goodbye to his ancient old friend and goes down the mountain to where his follows the hawk down the mountain to where his father's boat is. And these are all put together from different pieces of reference to make a whole image like that. Well, hope you enjoyed your visit, right?
So do I.
Yeah.
We certainly had a good time.
And I think what you should do is swirl the camera around and photograph Vivi. This is Vivi. Hi, Vivian.
Say hi, baby.
Say hi, kids. Hi, everybody.